today by the Boys and Girls Club of the Blue Ridge, and I know that we have kids from the Center Club and we have kids from the Uptown Club. So tell me which one's which. Let me hear from the Center Club. Wow, that is fantastic. And you can't be upstage. How about the Uptown Club? Let me hear from you guys. Well, thanks for being with us today. My name is Nicole, and I am in Daytona Beach, Florida. I am with the NASCAR Foundation, and I'm super excited to welcome three of our guests here today. We have with us Clay Campbell, who is your neighbor in Martinsville at the Martinsville Speedway.
He's right here at the bottom. That's Clay.
And we have Jeb Burton, who is one of our very own NASCAR Xfinity Series drivers. And Jeb, where are you coming to us from?
I'm in Halifax, Virginia, about an hour from Martinsville.
Okay, so Jeb's sort of your neighbor as well. And then our other guest we have is Victory Lane. Victory Lane, she's been kind of quiet today, but she's here too. So thanks for joining us. I think someone told me that you all learned about NASCAR on Friday, and today you talked a little bit about pit crew and what a pit crew does. So I hope that y'all are enjoying that. And I think maybe you guys can hold up your arms and show me, but did you all get your chronometer watches? Yes. You did? Okay, I see a lot of hands in the air. So how many of you are counting your steps with us?
Just for the compliments to somebody.
Look at all of those hands going up. That's fantastic. So I'm going to ask our special guests here a few questions, and then along the way, I'll try to give you guys an opportunity as well to ask questions. So I want to start with you first, Jeb, as our driver. Jeb will be racing this coming Friday at Martinsville. So if you all can watch the race on Friday, it's at 8 p.m. and you'll be able to root for Jeb. Jeb, tell us the number of your car and who you drive.
Well, thanks again, everybody, for joining us. Looking forward to doing this. I'll be driving the number 10 car for colleague racing. It's going to be a red and black car. So Martinsville is one of my favorite racetracks, so I'm really excited about this weekend's race.
And how many times have you raced at Martinsville today?
I've probably raced there 15 times, I would imagine, through the Cup Series and trucks and late model. So it's been a really good track with the Burtons, and every time we go there, Clay treats us like family, so we always enjoy going there.
Now, and I don't think I told the boys and girls this, but Clay's the president of the racetrack. So that means he is the big man in charge there, and he's the one that makes the race successful and makes everything run smoothly, and he has a fantastic team of people that help him. So Clay, tell us a little bit about the racetrack, and let's see from a show of hands how many of the boys and girls have ever been to the Martinsville Speedway. Raise your hand if you've been to Martinsville Speedway.
All right.
That's great.
A lot of people's been here. That's great. As Jeb said, we've got a big race weekend coming up. We run Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night. Just huge for the area. It's great racing. So any of you that can be here, I hope you enjoy it. And I know you will. If you can't be here, you can watch it on your TV. It's great viewing for TV, but it should be an awesome weekend. This track's been here a lot longer than I have or anybody on this computer today. My grandfather started it in 1947, and it was a dirt track then. So it's come a long way. It's for all of you that since you're here in Martinsville, I know you've heard about it. You've probably been by here, and some of you have been here for the race. So it's big for the area. And as Nicole said, I've got a great team here, and it takes teamwork. Just like all of you know that you can do things better with help from others than you can by yourself. So we've got a good team that puts on a good program here, and we look forward to the weekend.
Clay, remind students how big is Martinsville Speedway?
Okay, Martinsville Speedway is just a little over half mile. Uh, and I know y'all have, how many of you have run around a football field? Y'all run around a football field before? So it's twice the length of that. If you run around a football field, run around it one more time, and that's how big Martinsville is. Twice the size of a football field, or at least the track around a football field anyway. So that gives you an idea. It's a short track. It's not like steep like a Daytona, but it puts on great racing. And as Jeff said, he's run here 15, 16 times. He's always a favorite, certainly a fan favorite. And the Burton family has meant a lot to the success here. And look forward to seeing you do well this weekend, Jeff.
So, boys and girls, sometimes you have a family business and maybe your mom and dad or a grandfather, they work and they do the same thing. So in Clay's family, the racetrack has been a bit of a family business for him. His granddaddy started the track, opened the track, and Jeb and his family are also in a family business. So Jeb's daddy raced, his uncle raced, and his cousin races. So Jeb, tell us a little bit about that, about sort of your family business and how you got started in racing.
Yeah, I was a little kid, and I would always go to the racetrack with my dad. And just being around it my whole life is just something I wanted to do. And you can see me behind here at late model pictures where I cut my teeth coming up through the ranks. So really enjoy the short tracks, and that's one reason we really love going to Martinsville Speedway. It's a family atmosphere, and like you said, with Clay and myself, we both followed our family's legacy a little bit.
And Jeb is on fire this season, y'all. He has started out and he's done so well. I think I'm reading your stats here. You've had like 3 top 5s and I think 5 top 10s. So we know that you're going to keep going with that momentum. And we're hoping that you come back with that checkered flag this weekend. And kids, you guys can all root for the number 10 now that you've had a chance to meet Jeb. So Jeb, tell us a little bit about what you do to get ready for the race. How do you prepare? How do you do some of the things that the kids are learning about eating healthy, staying, exercising? Tell us about that, and what does that look like for you?
Yeah, I try to eat healthy every day. I try to. Sometimes I'll eat something maybe I don't need to eat right, but my wife helps me a lot with that. And I have a personal trainer as well. I'm working out 4 or 5 times a week. If I'm not racing, if it's a race week, it's normally 2 or 3 days a week. So I'm always doing stuff like that, and then watching a lot of footage and just trying to be better outside the race car as well. So it's a lot of preparation that goes into it on and off the racetrack, but definitely it gets hot in the race cars. It's kind of physically demanding. So trying to do everything I can with hydration and eating properly.
And now you also know all about safety. And, at the NASCAR Foundation, we care a lot about kids being safe and healthy. So tell the kids a little bit about how you are safe in your race car.
Well, one of the number one things is my helmet. This helmet has connectors right here for a Hans device, and that device will go onto my shoulders and connect to my helmet. So if I hit and move, my neck cannot go forward and hurt me. So definitely the helmet. I have earplugs as well that go in my ears to protect my ears from the motor. And then gloves and a race suit and seat belts and a bunch of different things to keep me safe if something does happen, if a tire goes down or if I get in an accident. So NASCAR's done a great job making sure our drivers are safe.
Now, we all wear our seatbelts when we're in our car, and we wear just one seatbelt, or maybe if you're real little, you might be in a car seat. How many seatbelts do you have in your race car?
So we have a 7-point harness, and that is 2 shoulder belts, 2 lap belts, a buckle in the middle, and then another buckle just in case we flip over, we have another buckle. So I am fully contained just like a jet pilot, if you can imagine what that looks like. So I feel safe in the race car, and I definitely am glad that NASCAR has done everything they've done the last couple of years, just taking those next measures and making sure our drivers are safe.
And now, Jeb, you talked about eating healthy and drinking lots of water and staying hydrated. One thing about Martinsville Speedway that I think we have to mention, and if you exercise and you eat right, you can do this every now and then. But Clay, tell me about the favorite thing about Martinsville Speedway. What's the favorite thing that everyone always talks about?
You couldn't be talking about the hot dog, would you?
I am talking about the hot dog. Tell the kids about the famous Martinsville hot dog. Why is it famous?
I think it started way back, and it didn't start out to be such an iconic product, but it's a great hot dog. How many of you like hot dogs with mustard, chili, and onions? You like that? Obviously, there
See?
you go.
Yeah.
Well, you can get this hot dog is just it's warm. The bun is not hard as a brick like some places you go, but we sell a lot of hot dogs. Believe it or not, on a weekend, we'll sell something like 50,000 hot dogs.
Wow.
So,
That's a lot.
yeah, and the unfortunate thing about the pandemic now, as Jeb will find out this weekend, unfortunately, the concession stand in the pits is still closed. We can't have people congregating and standing in line around the concession stand. So we'll have to wait till the fall to get it open for you guys. But it's a very, very popular item when people come to Martinsville.
Now, let's see. Why don't we, Marlena, I'm not sure if you're at the Uptown site or the center site, but I think a couple of the kids maybe had a question. If you want to start with the Uptown site.
Yes.
We'll give it a minute. Who wants to ask a question of either Clay or of Jeb? Tell us your name and how old you are and what your question is.
I'm gonna stand right here. All right. Here. Oh my gosh.
My name is Addison. I'm 11 years old. And what is the best thing about being a driver?
Good question, Addison.
That's a really good question. I would say the best thing about being a driver is you're kind of the leader of the team, right? You carry the banner for your guys, and they work really hard for you. So when you do good, it just means a lot to experience that with your team. So I would say just having the leadership role is probably the best thing about being a driver.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Addison.
Well,
How about Center Club? Is there a kid at the Center Club that has a question? Well, hi. Tell us your name and how old you are. Let's see, I think we might have to take it on. There we go.
Tell your name.
I'm 8. My name is Chris. What is your all-time favorite race car driver?
My all-time favorite race car driver would be my dad, Ward Burton. I grew up watching him and being alongside him when I was your age, so definitely would be my dad.
Clay, how about you? Who's your all-time favorite race car driver?
Well, I guess for me, I'd have to go back to when I was a kid, about like the kids here that we're talking to. It'd have to be Richard Petty, because I met Richard when I was probably 5, 6 years old. And they call him the king, but he treated me like the king.
I agree. He's my all-time favorite too. So that's a great choice. So we got a lot of really fun things planned for the kids for this week. We're so excited. Y'all are going to be learning about NASCAR and taking place in our festival later on in the week. And so in order for us to get going and keep you guys going on track, we want y'all to start each of the lessons every day. Hopefully you're doing this with getting warmed up and doing your warm-up exercises. So my friend Victory Lane there, she's going to lead you guys today. So if everyone can stand up from their chairs and follow Victory Lane. I'll call them out for you. Is everybody up? Make sure you have moving room amongst your neighbors so you don't hit anyone. So if you can spread out a little bit. And so how about if you guys will do some jumping jacks? That'll really get your blood flowing. Why don't we do 10 jumping jacks like Victory Lane there? That's great. Uptown, you guys are getting it going. Center Club, you guys look fantastic. All right, so now how about, let's see you run in place. We want to get you guys, get your blood flowing a little bit more. Let's run in place for 10 seconds like Victory Lane is. You guys are fast. That's awesome. And then let's do a little bit of stretching. Every day, if you can do some stretching, that'll be really great for you, for your muscles. Very good. So I know we have another surprise later on the week that I'm going to tell you about. I think, Clay, somebody on your team said they were going to take the pace car out to the Boys and Girls Club.
Absolutely. You'll get to see the pace car that actually leads the race cars this weekend. It's a pretty neat machine, too. Good looking car. So you'll get to see that later.
Tell us, Jeb, what does the pace car do when you're driving? What does the pace car do for you?
Well, normally, hopefully it's in my way, right? Hopefully I'm on the front row and I'm trying to knock it out of the way so we can get going. But yeah, I always have a lot of fun when you're the leader of the race. You can kind of mess with the pace car driver a little bit, give him a little bump or two going down the back straightaway.
And he's kind of leads you until you start really racing the race. That's what the pace car does, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So, well, I want to thank our friends Clay and Jeb for being here with us today. The boys and girls at the clubs, they're all tracking their steps for the next 2 weeks. And whichever kid wins, walks the most steps, they're all going to get a prize. So we're really excited for them to be doing that. And they can earn a certificate for walking. And we'll take the number of steps, Clay, and we're going to figure out how many laps around the track they walk.
Oh, okay. That's a lot of steps.
It's a lot of steps. We'll report back to you and let you know how they've done.
Okay, let me say one thing while I'm on here. You mentioned that Jeb and I both came from a racing family. Jeb's father and uncle and everybody was in racing. My grandfather was in racing. And so we were fortunate to get to follow in their footsteps and do what they love and what we love. If your family has a family business, that's great to fall into it, but that doesn't mean you can't be the first to do something. You can start something yourself and be the very first to carry on a legacy and a tradition. But Jeb would concur, whatever you do, just give it all you got. It doesn't matter what it is. Be the best at it you can be.
Exactly.
Great advice, Jeb. What else? Anything you would add to that?
I would just say, follow your dreams and work hard and never give up. And good things will happen for those who work hard for it. So never give up.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Victory Lane, thank you for leading us in your exercise with the Boys and Girls Club. Kids, thanks for being here, and we will be catching up with you every day to see how you're doing. So good luck with all your steps.
Yeah.
You know what? Real quick, before I let you go, how about the clubs? If you take yourselves off of mute, maybe on the count of 3, we can tell Jeb a great big good luck so he does well this weekend, okay? So take the computers off of mute. Okay, on the count of 3, ready? 1, we say good luck, Jeb. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Thank y'all.
So good luck to you, Jeb. We're pulling for you.
I appreciate it.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Bye-bye.